Ramble.
Thank you to Third Love, Fitbod, and BetterHelp for sponsoring today's episode. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Welcome to Guilty Pleasures, the show that loves what it loves. This week we're talking about Spice World. I'm Zach Kornfeld, joined by Kelsey Darragh and Garrick Bernard.
So tell me what you want. If you want to be my lover, you gotta get with my friend. Sing it, Rick.
Nope.
Friendship lasts forever.
There it is, Zach. There it is.
We're going to talk about this movie. We're going to talk a lot about the Spice Girls. We're going to talk about the surprising member that insisted we watch this movie. But before we get into the world of Spice, what are you guys watching this week? Anything that you're loving?
Ooh, I want to throw out a guilty pee that's actually just a pleasure. Is this brand, not sponsored, called Alani Nu, and they have energy drinks called Cosmic Stardust. Like, bitch, on brand. What the fuck?
That's good branding. That's good. That's a good
zero
can.
sugar and 200 milligrams of caffeine is what I just finished chugging. So, Mama's about to be on.
Who knew that this section was going to be free ad spots? That's great.
Yeah.
Rick, what about you?
I've been watching Invincible on Amazon. I love that fucking show. It is a long-running comic book series, and it's just more about like the family dynamics in a superhero team or whatever than it is about like, you know, fighting things and all that stuff. And then it has a really nice gory twist to it.
Don't know this at all. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Movies are like food. They're the connector of all things.
Wow.
Wow,
You just
beautiful.
got real beautiful, real poetic there.
It
All
was
right,
that
well, enough of
chugging
that
the
shit. Let's
energy drink.
talk about Spice World, yeah?
Enough about poetry. Let's talk about this fucking movie. Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
Now, I will jump into the plot, but I think I first need to just fast forward and jump right to the guilt of this movie and just let you know, dear listeners, I don't know what memory you have of this movie from childhood. It is, what's the word I'm looking for? Incoherent at best. This movie, I don't know that I could call it a movie. It is a pastiche of
It felt like
insanity.
a moment's inventory.
And so, I mean, let me attempt
Jesus.
to describe the plot of the movie. The simplest version is at the height of their popularity, the Spice Girls prepare for a concert. But what you actually have is 5 plots simultaneously and none at all. So plot 1, you have the girls living their best lives and having these surrealist vignettes, which we will be talking about, that are actually quite wonderful. You have manager, Oscar nominee Richard E. Grant being yelled at record exec or the chief, who is James Bond himself, Roger Moore. That's plot 2. Plot 3, you have my favorite actor, Alan Cumming, not just because of his name, making a documentary about the girls, trying to take them down. You also have an evil newspaper mogul with a creeper chasing them from dirt, trying to take them down. And then throughout the entire movie, you also have movie execs pitching what this movie should be. But don't worry, none of these plots cross
or make any sense. But go for it.
So Kelsey's very mad at us.
God.
She loves this movie. I also, we all do. We are going to find all there is to love, the guilt and the pleasures.
Why are we doing this?
But why are we doing this? I'm going to tell you why we're doing this.
Yeah, please.
Because Garrick Bernard texted the group chat and said, we gotta do Spice World.
I think I was misheard on the or I misspoke. I should say. When I said I've seen this movie a lot of times because my sister loves it, it does not mean by any semblance that I loved it as well. Because the reason why it was so frequent in my household is my sister and I shared a room. I got my cute. Nintendo 64 at like, I don't know, I think I was 7 or some shit like that, right? And we only had the little TV in the room, and whenever I would want to play, she would want to watch this fucking movie She's like,
Also,
yeah, I want to play.
you
Can I play
hate
Mario
it.
Kart? Yeah, I hate it with every ounce of my being.
Well, you know what? She
because
told me she fucking hates Mario Kart. Okay? How do you feel about that?
she just hates Mario Kart because she sucks at
Did
it.
you have a Spice Girls poster in your bedroom growing up?
Yes.
My sister had the poster. She had
Yep.
the
But that
she
was-
had this movie.
but that
She
was
had
your
the,
room.
Oh, okay. I see what you're
Got
doing there.
you.
Yeah, I was a huge fan of the Spice Girls, guys. I don't know if you know this. I'm a big fan of Posh and
Ooh, who isn't?
Sporty.
Better.
Nice.
Anyway, no, it's just I didn't have anything in that room. All I had was like my fucking bed and then some clothes, I guess. I have like a closet outside. But yeah, it
Outside?
was fucking all outside of the room.
Oh, I was like,
It just
damn,
fucking-
they really fucking put you out. Ah.
Just put me out.
I lived under
Oh,
the staircase in a tiny little room. I had a pet
You were
owl.
Harry Potter.
So you were forced
I was
to
forced to
watch
watch this movie probably 10 times. My sister loves the Spice Girls. She probably still loves them to this day. If
Yeah.
she hears this episode, she might want to fight me, but
Don't worry. As a
But-
industry professional, don't you fucking butt me, Rick. You got your
But I'm
fucking
saying-
chance.
I'm saying, can you separate the Spice Girls from this terrible art? Can you
as
say?
As an industry professional, I am going to be speaking about it, removing myself from the industry. I'm coming at it from just hard motherfucking core fangirl. Your sister and I would have been BFFs every
Yeah.
single day on the playground in elementary school, Table Palms Elementary School, outside. We would play the Spice Girls. I would fight this bitch named Kristen every fucking day to be Baby Spice. And I had blonde hair and she had red hair. So naturally she's supposed to be Jerry.
She's
and
obviously
she would
Jerry.
Fight me thank you. And I'm like, I'm Baby, you're Jerry. That's it. Like, game over. Stop coming to me like that. And she'd be like, well, I'm Jerry. I'm the leader of the group. And I say, I'm going to be Baby. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make any fucking sense. So I'm coming at this from like pure fandom. I mean, the fact that they were able to make 5 movies into 1 movie is like an incredible feat in itself.
Okay.
The fact that they were able to take down the patriarchy while doing so, amazing. And it was get him to the Greek that they made this movie. Like, who's cupping who, right? Like,
Yeah, and actually it's crazy because the Beatles saw this movie and they're like, we're going to make A Hard Day's Night. What a great idea.
they tried.
Kelsey, I guess talk to us about Spice Girls fandom, and for people that maybe weren't there, what did it mean?
Right.
What did the Spice Girls mean to the world?
Right. I mean, it was the first huge girl group that was internationally known, that had diversity, that you could recognize yourself in one of them in some way. And this was pre-internet, so the fact that they had this much fucking clout pre-internet just went to show how good they were and how much they did. Like, the craziest thing about my childhood is, like, I don't remember how I was introduced to the Spice Girls. Spice Girls just was part of your life. If you were born in the 90s, you just had it the way you had air, and you breathed them in, baby. You were girl power. I mean, feminism. Am I right?
Now, I have a very special surprise that I'm going to litter throughout this podcast because while I was
my
never a
God.
huge Spice Girls fan, I obviously, like, I was a kid of the 90s. It was impossible to not be a fan in some respects.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah,
the
yeah.
proud owner of all
Yeah, some good times.
5 Spice in My Pocket books. Now, these are
Whoa.
the books. I got them for 50
I had
cents.
those.
You have? Do you own them now at this day?
No fucking way. No way.
Okay.
But I definitely had all of them.
I bought these as an adult man at a bookstore.
Spice
I-
in my
at
pocket.
a used bookstore. I thought it was funny. But so it's little fun facts about them. This is one I share a lot online, but I'm gonna read some of these as we go. So I'm gonna begin with Ginger Spice in My Pocket.
Yes.
And I'm gonna hold this up here. It says, it's a quote from her. My favorite word is existentialism. I can't say it, and I'm not quite sure what it means.
Okay.
Bold. I love
So
it.
stay tuned for some more Spice facts. Let's start with the pleasures. Kelsey, what do you love about this movie?
There's no way to talk about this movie without acknowledging the aesthetic. The fashion
Yeah.
of this movie is what every young TikToker is trying to capture.
You are so right.
Even our like friends we have that are very Insta famous, I know that they base their like looks off of the Spice Girls and like will just recreate those as a new 2021. Like the Kappa sweatpants that Sporty Spice is wearing, the space buns, the combat boots, the G Baby watches, the fucking Scary has a tooth gem. What?
I missed that.
Oh yeah, that's pure.
Gem.
That's pure Drake shit right now. Or what he's doing now.
Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
they really captured the essence of how big of an influence they were on our generation for sure.
And it doesn't just end with the girl fashion. Richard E. Grant is wearing some dope ass suits in this movie. He's like always monochrome, so he's wearing green on green on green, and then he has a purple look. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like,
Very
fuck, I
Darkwing
want to wear that
Duck-like.
some award show.
It was very Austin Powers, and like there's no way to talk about Austin Powers and this taking place in the UK without mentioning my biggest pleasure, which is that double-decker bus, baby. Every little girl wanted to be in that double-decker treehouse / apartment / sleepover double-decker bus that was clearly shot on a fucking lot, but
They sold a model of it, did they not?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was a
Everyone had
big
it.
merchandise
Yeah.
store.
Yeah.
But it does do such a good job of blowing up the fantasy of what it means to be in a band and what it means to be a Spice Girl. So obviously, the movie is romanticizing their relationship together, but going on tour, right? Like Kelsey said, you go into the tour bus and it is a warehouse. It is,
Just a palace.
comically 8 times the size of what a bus would be.
Yeah.
And it does, like, as a little kid, you're watching this and you're like, I want to be a fucking pop star. And it's there's something very fun about that.
That's exactly what I said. I wrote it down just so everyone can, like, who hasn't seen the movie understands how ridiculous this is. Each Spice Girl gets their own little, like, cubby, which I guess they're supposed to, like, eat, sleep, and shit in. And the cubbies are representative of their personalities. So Sporty Spice just has an exercise bike. Posh Spice has a fashion runway with, like, lights and a closet. Baby Spice has a swing set with, like, a little dollhouse vibe, which is... You know,
can we pause
she's a grown
right
woman,
there?
and I don't like.
She's a
that
grown
part.
woman, and it's weird.
And then the two I couldn't really figure out was Scary Spice has a fish tank, and she scares the fish in her little cubby hole.
The Spice Girls as a whole don't know how to figure out what Scary Spice is supposed to be. They're just like.
But then you also go to Jerry, and you're like, oh, she's the slut, or is she the one who knows random facts? Because her cubbyhole is a beanbag. And I'm like, what does she fuck on it? I don't know.
Which one was Jerry? Is that Ginger?
Yes, Ginger Spice.
I'm sorry.
Look, it was weird then. It's weird now that they're like all like very positive adjectives, and then the one black member is named Scary. I don't really understand.
Listen, so yeah, that's been a punchline for a good long time, where everybody's just like, all right, so we've got all of these characteristics of women, and then the black one is Scary. Sick. Why?
Did she choose her own Spice? Because I don't think she would have gone with Scary.
Yeah, I would love to hear her like side of the story. I want to know her memoir, all of it. Yeah, I want to know why they came up with that name. Did they force her to say that I'm a self-proclaimed nutter? Because
that also doesn't look very good in the mental health community.
Right.
Every woman of color.
Right. It's old. I get it. But like whenever I see her in, she's on The Voice, right?
X Factor?
Or is it X
UK?
Factor? X Factor.
Yeah.
Good for her.
When I see her on X Factor, I'm just like, you're not crazy at all. You're not weird.
No.
You're just it's British. It's fine. She could have been something else.
Like, good for her, because she's also maybe the only one that still has a regular like household named career. Because Jerry, no one knows where she is. Ginger Spice. Posh married David Beckham. Oh, you do?
Yeah, she's married to Christian Horner, who was in the F1 manager of Red Bull's team. Red Bull F1.
Moving on.
That's pretty sick. Hey, that's a cool fact. I don't know. Whatever. Fuck me, right? Who cares?
Garrick, live your truth, man. That was a cool fact, and you should say it. We love F1.
It's awesome. It's really cool. F1? She gets to go to all the races. It's dope. Formula One.
She's living Garrick's dream life. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I would love to marry any of those guys.
Fair enough. I forgot who I was talking to. But Garrick, you could have asked Scary Spice because the Spice Girls were supposed to be on tour this year, this whole past year. They were supposed to have their 50th, because they were all turning 50 or something. They were supposed to have like their 50th reunion tour, but it was like because they were all turning 50. Sans Posh Spice would not agree, but they were going to have Posh Spice play one show, which was supposed to be, is it called Glastonbury,
one of the biggest music festivals in the world. Yeah,
that one. They were supposed to play that this year, but everything got canned because of the Rona.
Another one falls to the pandemic.
That would have been my fucking dream come true.
So I think the joys of this movie, it really all comes down to camp. This movie, look, I mentioned it. It has no plot. Okay, we could say it has a plot. It doesn't. It is a...
They're getting to the Greek.
It is a surrealist fantasy of moments, but what does unite it is just pure zany energy. And I feel like this is the perfect movie to keep on at a bar, right? Like, it's something that you just kind of keep coming back to.
Yeah.
What bar are you going to?
I go to cool bars.
British theme bar, spice bar.
It's whatever. Like a mockery of a British pub.
Yeah, it's a mockery of a British pub, and it's inside of a double-decker bus.
Gather round, friends. It's time once again for Zach to read an ad about bras. Guys, we love Third Love. They're the best. They're the best bra company in the world. You want to feel your best self? Well, now you can, because Third Love creates high-quality underwear, sleep and loungewear, delivering life-changing comfort your body loves being in. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, Zach, what do you know about bras? The answer is not much, but I listen to the female friends in my life, and they say that Third Love is the best. So they have this fitting room quiz, and it is so detailed that it helps you get the perfect size and style. Yeah. And now introducing Third Love's new seamless collection, Form. Wireless bras and form-fitting undies with limitless stretch and endless comfort that disappears under your clothes. Third Love knows that you deserve to feel comfortable and confident 24/7. So right now they are offering our listeners 20% off your first order. Go to thirdlove.com/guilty now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 20% off your first purchase. Ha-cha-cha. That's thirdlove.com/guilty for 20% off today.
Oh,
like that would be a
now
solid enough bar.
Yeah. I would go to that bar. Oh, I would be at the bar all fucking day. And they sell the Baby Spice spinning lollipop, which I also had.
My sister had that. I remember that.
You gotta introduce me to your sister who has no name.
You're not gonna find her.
You know what I'm starting to think?
She shall not be named.
I'm starting to think that Garrick doesn't have a sister. Oh, they shared a room. Oh, she doesn't have a name. I think this is Garrick's like hidden personality.
This is actually his favorite movie. He's seen it 100 times.
This is my favorite movie, and I would fall asleep, wake up, and Fight Club my way into Spice World, I guess.
You know what else I appreciated about this movie that I didn't get until I watched it as an older 30-year-old woman is that this had such a commentary about the dangers and harmful nature of paparazzi and British tabloid, which pre-internet being the boom, we didn't really know how bad it is, but we think like TMZ and shit is bad out here in the Daily Mail, but it's like it's 10 times worse in the UK, apparently, but they do have some laws that protect them from being.
Yeah, they don't have the same laws
at the house
over there as they do
or something.
here.
Yeah, because I know T Swift got her house over there. But like a lot of this movie was them bringing down toxic men. So like we've got the creepy paparazzi guy who that whole character was hysterical.
He came in the fucking toilet.
They came in the toilet.
The greatest moment of the movie. A man crawls
moment,
out of a toilet.
Yeah, because he's spying on them. He's like getting so deep
and they
in
all
the game.
wake up because they felt it in the force.
They felt it in the pipes of the night. But so they're taking him down. They're kind of taking down their manager. Like they have their hold over the manager where they like fuck with him all the time. Then they're taking down this newspaper guy. Like they're
the movie industry again and again and again.
Yes. And like all of them, all the men that are in positions of power are fucking stupid and suck. Like I did enjoy that. I was like, oh, why are there so many dudes in their life? And I'm like, oh, because they actually have the power. They have the girl power.
Girl power. Garrick, are there scenes that you loved? Because I've got a couple.
I liked the scene with where the paparazzi just disappears, I guess, when they first send him out. I genuinely made like a little.
I know you were gonna love that part.
Yeah, it was just, it's just always whenever a character disappears from frame, it's always funny.
So the newspaper guy
left and look right.
The newspaper guy is hiring this really creepy spy paparazzo to go get dirt on the Spice Girls, and he's in the office and he's like, how do I know you're the best? And he's like, here's a photo of you from this morning going to the loo. Here's a photo from you this morning eating a burger. Here's a photo of you from last night when you were eating dinner, and here's a photo when you were 14 snogging Lauren. And he was like, he's good. And then he turns back around and he's gone. And I was like, Garrick is gonna love that part.
It had very wacky energy. Like that same newspaper baron at one point is getting mad, and it just starts raining inside the office on his cohort.
Unannounced. Never
and he
again
was like,
to happen.
he was spitting like crazy, and I was like, yo, come on, man. You gotta reel it in. Reel it in. Whatever you need to do. Just like dry out your mouth, man. Smoke some weed, maybe. Ooh. Maybe that'll give it to you. I also liked that they were good actors. They're good. They can act.
The Spiceys held their own. They had chemistry, and they were real.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like they were playing stereotypes of themselves, but that's another pro or like pleasure I had of this movie was that there is, as much as you guys don't think there is a story arc to be had, there really is like this identity crisis that the girls have throughout the film. And one of the biggest pleasures, I think, for the audience was that montage scene where they're at the photo shoot and they're like, fuck these boring. Well, they don't say that. They're like, these boring photo shoots, we're not going to do them anymore. Yeah, come on, girls, let's go have our own fun. And then they dress up as each other. So you've got Ginger Spice as sporty, Baby as posh, and like that was true fandom fulfillment. And we kind of see them get through what I have to imagine is a real moment behind the scenes that you never see with a big famous band like that, where it's like, I'm sick of being the slutty one. I'm sick of being the sporty one. Like I remember everyone thought sporty was supposed to be like representative of lesbian culture, and people were like, no, she's not. There's no way our pure 90s British band could have a gay. And instead they were like, no, she's just super into sports. And we're like, oh, women can like sports and not be gay too? Okay. But then look at me now.
No, it's a real a runner throughout the movie, because you have Baby wondering, will she still be a baby when she's 30? But part of, I think, weirdly, the arc of the movie is them accepting that their roles are what they should be, and Baby saves the day by being Baby, and know your place, Spices, stay there.
Exactly.
The beginning of the movie really beat me down, but there was one moment that won me over hard. About 35 minutes in, the bus pulls over for a pee break, and aliens come down
okay, all right,
from space, because they are huge Spice Girl fans, and the alien touches one of their boobs, and guys, I burst out laughing. It was just so crazy. Like, the movie just went so full 0 to 60 batshit that I could not help myself. I was laughing, and finally my brain melted out of my ears, and I was ready to I just leaned back and I said, take me. Movie, whatever the fuck you are.
Go ahead, Rick. Go ahead, Rick.
That's when I screamed, what the fuck is happening? This is the
real
dumbest
nexus,
shit. This is the dumbest shit I've ever... Because I thought when they got into the woods, I was like, all right, cool. They're going to go pee or whatever. Or somebody might get taken or some shit that's crazy. It's shit that happens in the woods, you know? And... I saw the UFO thing, and I was like, it could not be this. This could not be happening. Because back then, I remember watching this and then thinking it was either the thing from Men in Black or like mixing the two movies up. But I remember in Men in Black, that was fake. And then in this, I was like, oh, that's probably fake. There's a blah, blah, blah. And then watching it, and then them coming out of the spaceship, and then it actually being aliens, and then it not being explained. I was like, I want to turn this off.
And they commit to the bit. The aliens speak this alien language. It's a 4.5 minute scene or something. It sticks around.
It's like a bit that runs throughout. And I wrote this as one of my cons, actually, but I'll go ahead and throw it in. I was terrified of those aliens when I was a little girl. Like, they come down and they immediately go and try to grab Scary's tit, and she slaps it away. And then
with
the
their
aliens...
fucking hoof hands. Or like foot hands, whatever the fuck that is. It's the... Anyway,
and the alien says, no, I told you to shake their hands.
Yeah. Also, how did they understand them? How did they understand? Were they reading the subtitles? They were just speaking in fucking clicks.
You missed the part in the beginning, Rick, where they speak all languages of the world. And so they can understand the aliens who apparently shake hands by grabbing ladies' tits at some other place in the universe. It was funny. You fucking know it was funny when the alien goes, will you sign this? It's not for me. It's for my brother. You know that was funny.
It was funny. No, look, this whole movie, this is what it is. The Spice Girls... said, wouldn't it be funny if we did blank? And some poor screenwriter was like, yeah, okay, yeah, you got it. And it's, and what if we had, it should be like a James Bond film. And then like they actually fucking got Roger Moore, James Bond, like, what if we have a chase scene? And then they did that. It's like, it's just yes. The movie is yes.
It felt like everybody that was in it was just a fan of the Spice Girls, and they were just like, yeah, I'll be in it. Sure. I'll do it. I'll do whatever you want.
Everybody fucking was except for you. All right.
No, I like they make good songs.
He had their poster on his wall, Kelsey. He loves this movie. He's seen it 40 times.
It was fine. I just wanted to play fucking Mario Kart, man. Every time. I feel
like we're bringing Rick back to a very troubled time in his life because he's
a traumatic moment in my life.
Out. But this, the other thing that I liked, like, yes, the Flash, whatever pieces you want to call it, where they kind of catapult out into different genres of like wish fulfillment, to me was also showing that like they're versatile, right? Like they're fun.
Yeah, I'm actually grabbing us a posh fact. Victoria was a bit of a swot at school. She always did her homework on time. I don't know the word swat. I guess it's a do-gooder. Never call Victoria Vicky. She hates it.
That's true. That's true. I know almost every Victoria I know hates being called Vicky because it's icky Vicky.
And then I'm pulling open the Sporty Spice book. It says, please, we swear she's not gay. She just likes sports. What makes you think that she's gay? Turn the page. How dare you insinuate that?
Because she wears sneakers and everyone else is wearing heels and platform shoes. But
I will say, by the way, I think Sporty has the best voice. I really liked it. That's a pleasure of mine. I thought in this movie, she sang well. You disagree? You're shuddering. Yeah. Kelsey just shuddered.
I literally just got the chills when you said that for some reason.
Am I so wrong? Is she not the voice of the
I
group?
think Scary Mel B has the best voice, period. She's like, she's
I can
so
fuck with that.
powerful. Rick, who's your favorite singer?
There's no such thing as perfect, right? There's no perfect body, as much as the media wants to make you think that there is. But for all of us, we can always improve on ourselves and be a healthier version of ourselves. What each person needs and what their fitness goals should be are unique. That is why Fitbod creates a fitness program that continually adapts to you so you can stay challenged with new exercises, pacing, and intensity based on where you are and where you want to be. Like for me, I have a unique case. I'm probably the only person in the world who's trying to gain weight right now. So my fitness goals are going to be very different than my friends' fitness goals. But that's what's so great about Fitbod is that I can tailor to what I specifically am trying to accomplish. Plus, they're tailoring workouts to the equipment that I own, which frankly isn't a lot. So I'm able to do workouts at my home based on what I have. The app has clear, easy to follow instructions. Trust me, if I can figure it out, so can you. And look, Fitbod understands that the path to achieving your best looks different for everyone. It's super easy to use and even has HD video tutorials to make learning new experiences a breeze. Pick up the pace on your fitness journey with Fitbod today, and your future self will thank you. Get 25% off your membership at fitbod.me/guilty. That's 25% off at fitbod.me/guilty. And before you answer, did you know that Mel C once worked in a fish and chip shop?
I like Mel C because she worked at a fish and chip shop. I
You're
like that.
so fucking
Damn it, I gave him an out.
Can we also just talk about how in the first, there's a lot of sexual jokes in this that flew over my head when I was a kid. Like there is even a post-credit sequence where they're like talking at the audience in the movie theater and they're talking about like this couple that's making out in the back and they say something about like, and look where your hand's at, and Baby Spice is like, yeah, I always just pretend like I'm reaching for the popcorn, and I'm like, oh my god, they're literally talking about giving a hand job in a movie theater in front of a bunch of kids. But also the part where they all mouth kiss Elton John in the first like 3 minutes, I was like, I forgot how like openly just sexual this movie was.
Okay,
because that was pre-Elton John coming out, right?
Ooh,
when did Elton John come out?
I don't think so.
I feel like he was always, people always knew that he was gay.
Yeah.
Even though he was married to a woman, it's like, what's stopping us?
I don't know. My favorite sexual joke, they have a friend that gives birth, and I was like, oh, this is very funny wordplay, kind of fucked up. But they were saying how to deliver a baby, and one shouts out, put your legs together, and then Mel B goes, should have done that 9 months ago. And I'm like, oh, fuck. you just slut-shamed your friend who's having a baby.
And I will say that whole like friend having a baby plot, like I get that it was meant to be there for showing how you have loyalty and that they still care about your friends. But it didn't work. I didn't get it. I was just like, who is this bitch? Who is she?
This person? I didn't have anything to say about her.
I'm going to throw down another pleasure. And Garrick, forgive me, because I know you're chomping at the bit to get in with the pleasure. Yeah. I know you're
dare you.
gasping for air over here. This is not just a movie for the kids. It's a movie for the dads. What am I talking about? Cameos fucking galore. This movie has so many men your dad will go, ha! You got Elvis Costello as a bartender, doesn't have a line. You've got Meatloaf making an I would do anything for love, but I won't do that joke. He's the bus driver. You got Roger Moore, fucking James Bond himself. And then, I don't know if you guys knew this, but the creepy photographer is the writer of Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh.
Really?
Wow. Very cool.
So this movie, I think, very, very much knew that little kids were going to be dragging their parents to see this movie. Let's give something for the daddies. And it delivered.
Papos.
And you know what? As someone who I suppose now is closer to being of that age than I am to of being Spice Girls' age, which is horribly depressing, I got very excited when I saw Elvis Costello. I was like, fuck yeah.
I didn't even realize that.
You got Stephen Fry in there as a judge. This is a who's who of British... Hey, that guy. Oh, yeah, you got Bob Hoskins up in this bitch. Fucking,
Who are these people?
God, get on my level with these old men.
Seriously. Yeah. No, thank you. I've been using my whole life to avoid that. Wow. I mean, should we switch over to the guilts?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I know that you're waiting for me to like pick it apart or some shit like that, but I just didn't want to because I hated it so much. I was just, like, I'm looking at my notes right now, and like I started, and then the third thing is, yeah, nah, this is a mess. So, like,
Here's the problem.
I didn't.
Here's the problem with Rick is he can't remove himself as a professional Hollywood writer. He can't remove himself and he can't suspend belief as just a fan because he's traumatized by this. So we're really putting him through hell. Like, it's taking a lot for Rick to be here.
It's on both ends where I'm just like, I either have to study childhood trauma or forget everything I've learned over the past 3 years.
Right. Neither is good for you.
Oh my God. It's like I said, like it switches genres a couple of times. It switches from a horror movie to a sci-fi movie to like just a straight up comedy. And this
Which
should
you
be
love.
Which you love.
Yeah.
You love all of those things.
Very solar opposites, if you ask me. Jumping genres. Dare I say the blueprint for the show?
No, you gotta mix those two.
You got the inspiration from Solar Opposites from Spice World.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you fucking wish.
I do. I wish that so bad. My
God.
one wish
But it
from
was
a
like-
genie.
It was like none of the movie. The movie itself felt episodic. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
To where from scene to scene, there's no connective tissue outside of like, I guess like the Stranger Than Fiction storyline over the top, where it's just like, I guess what they were writing was what was happening. But the problem with that is that you still made a bad movie. Like, you're making fun of the fact that it's like, oh, this movie's gonna be so bad, right? If we can't do all of those things. And then you put it down and it's still bad. Just because you called it out doesn't make it better. It's a bad movie, dog.
They're self-aware.
No, self-awareness doesn't make it good.
You are correct. However, in the movie writing scenes... However, I'm going to defend this to my death. In the movie writing scenes, there is a line that, as a creative, I was like, yeah, I get that. They said, I wrote it down, of course it stinks, but it's a start. And when I tell you... I would say that is kind of encapsulates
Rick
the movie.
has left.
Yeah.
But also, you know what? I felt that. I felt that in my
Yeah.
soul. I was like, you know what? I'm inspired.
I also felt that from someone who has written the first draft,
Yeah.
read it, and they're like,
Yep.
oh, this is ass. And then you go back through and you fix it.
No.
Don't make it a movie.
You can't do that with 5 strong, independent women who all have brands and stereotypes to represent, which is why they just suspended all fucking rules. They literally kept saying, like, it was a joke within a joke when the screenwriter would be like, and then this happens, and then this happens. And he was like, why? And he's like, because that's the rules. And like, the rules didn't make sense. It was like, the point. No one watching this was watching it for the fucking
Nobody.
revolutionary storytelling structure.
Okay.
They were watching it to see the Spice Girls be the Spice Girls.
Yeah, so the ultimate, like my ultimate guilt / pleasure in this is that this made Crossroads look phenomenal. It made it look even fucking better because it is so much better than it really needed to be. Like, this is what Crossroads should have been, right? Where it's just like, oh, well, let's just watch Britney Spears be Britney Spears. Oh my God, all this shit. And then she was like, nah, I want to make an actual film. Doug, is that okay? Can we do like a road trip movie? And then Spice Girls were like, nah, fuck that, Doug. We want it to be as trashy as possible. Just have us singing the whole time. The whole movie is a karaoke scene, I guess. Like, I just can't, bro.
I did enjoy the performances. I thought them being able to sprinkle in like their greatest bops of all time throughout. Like, didn't the Spice Girls only make 2 albums?
They
I'm
were.
pretty sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. They
Like,
don't have
to
a deep
have
discography.
Every fucking song be an iconic bop of pop. They did a really good job of that. I'll say that.
Look, I'm sorry to keep repeating myself, but again, I don't think that this is a movie, and if we are to judge it as such, we are setting ourselves up to failure. What it is an experience. And I think that this movie is best enjoyed putting yourself into the shoes of a little girl who, one, is seeing these caricatypes. You're putting yourself in the shoes of a little girl who is seeing these archetypes portrayed larger than life. Like, these are the female role models. As Kelsey said, you get to play dress up and pretend you're each person. And then, like, kids lose attention all the time. So then you go back to, like, getting a fucking popsicle, and you get her your snack, and then you come back and, wow, there's a fun new costume. And there's now there's an alien touching a boob. How great is that?
Or how about when Jerry full-on mouth kisses the alien? I don't know why I call her by her first name only and not her by her spice name, but Jerry and I apparently have beef from childhood.
Jerry kisses in this movie. So she kisses an alien. Also, in the
mouth.
very beginning, there's like all of these fans outside, and I think she kisses a fan.
And she also kisses Elton John.
Kisses Elton
She's
John.
supposed to be the slutty woke one. She's supposed to be like Rick is fully now at this point writing an email.
I'm sorry. Like, I'm trying because I hate this fucking movie.
I know. I'm not calling you out. I'm more so just observing that, like, you're going to go to therapy after this episode, I feel like, and just be like, look, he's still writing the email. His face just dropped back into writing the email.
Yeah.
Mental health is important. Look, not every day is going to be great, but there are things that you can do to address your mental health, and BetterHelp is here to help. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You get to connect in a safe and private online environment. It's so convenient. You can start communicating in under 48 hours. We love BetterHelp here. We are appreciative for BetterHelp. It has helped me, my friends, so many people in my life, and I want it to help you too. BetterHelp is not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It is professional counseling done securely online. Here's how it works. You send messages to your counselor anytime. You're going to get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions. And you're doing this all without ever having to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room. They have licensed professional counselors who specialize in depression, anger, stress, anxiety, LGBT matters, relationships, and so much more. So many people are using BetterHelp. They're recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. We want you to start living a happier life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/guiltypleasures. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. betterhelp.com/guiltypleasures. Garrick, here's a real question for you. Do you agree when Baby Spice says that she firmly believes that a girl's best friend is her mum? It's a quote from the Baby Spice in My Pocketbook.
Yes.
Okay.
I can agree.
All right, so then we're all on the same page.
Unless your mom sucks, then fuck your mom and find your chosen family.
I actually do have a story about Baby Spice. I don't think I will out my former employer if I tell this story, but I used to work with someone who, I can't recall if she worked on this movie or was just the assistant to Baby or something where she worked with the Spice Girls, directly with Baby Spice. And
oh, wait, are you going to bring up the BuzzFeed video? Because I want to also talk about that.
No, I don't know this at all.
Okay, never mind.
Okay,
Sorry.
you tell your
I'll tell
story
my
next.
story
Great.
after.
Okay. So, and Baby would, oh God, give me a fake name for our person.
Jenica.
Baby would always go, Jenica, can I have some cake? Can you get me some chocolate cake? And then Jenica would be like, okay. And then Baby's people would be behind her and they'd be like, don't you fucking dare. And she was like, oh, okay. And so then Jenica would have to like make up an excuse of why, like, oh, we got the cake, but we didn't get it to you. And this was like a repeated thing where the studio at large, the company, they were controlling the spices down to what they were putting in their bodies and would not let our sweet baby just eat the cake.
How could you control the food of a spice itself? That just seems wrong. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Rick, for the cracked smile. From you, I'll take it.
Wait, Kelsey, you have a spice story?
Yes, the grievance I was going to bring up was we all used to work at a company that started with a B and ended with an us feed. And one day they sent out an email being like, who's a fan of the Spice Girls? Come talk about how you're the biggest fan. And like, usually when you do that, you know some trick is going to be pulled on you or a prank or whatever. And I was like, fuck, I don't care. I love Baby Spice so much. As I said, I spent like the majority of my childhood losing my own identity in hers. And I was like, there would be nothing greater. And so I fucking emailed the producer back and was like, let me write this like 6-page essay about how much I love the Spice Girls, and they didn't fucking pick me to be in the video. And guess who fucking was there to surprise the people spilling their hearts out about how much they love the Spice Girls? Fucking Emma Bunton, the Baby Spice herself, and I didn't get to meet her, and I've never been so pissed at a producer in my life.
Wow.
All right. Well, we are all in agreement. A perfect movie.
Yes.
And our fans now hate us because they love this movie. But I'm going to give you some fun facts about this. I kept telling you how tickled I was that Sir Roger Moore was in this movie, James Bond himself. But according to his memoirs, Roger Moore filmed his long cameo, in one day and did not know anything else about the movie, including who the Spice Girls were.
Okay, so they're not fans at all. I thought they were just all fans, and they were just like, "Oh yeah, cool, whatever. I'll be in this movie."
Shocked.
Roger Moore had no fucking idea, and to this day doesn't know what the movie is about.
Okay, to be fair, I don't know who the fuck Roger Moore is, and why did we need him in the movie? His role was irrelevant. He just gave weird, like, anecdotal metaphor predictions.
Because they wanted to do, like, British shit, and they're like, we need James Bond in there, so let's make it British.
Boo. Fuck that guy, James Bond. Unless it's Idris Elba, then I'll like it.
What was very funny is that Richard E. Grant, like every actor had a byline, and he did it because he wanted to get an autograph for his kid. Or wait, no, is that not true? Maybe I'm confusing this.
It's always like for the kid.
Richard E. Grant, his bylines, normally in this movie is like, they wanted to meet the Spice Girls, they wanted to do this. Richard E. Grant's line on the trivia said he wanted the paycheck.
I like honesty like that.
But so worse than Roger Moore, the director had no idea who the Spice Girls were when he was offered the job. How the fuck is that? That's what it said.
Were they this new?
Liar.
They were the biggest band on the fucking planet.
No, yeah, this was at like the peak of their popular. There's no way that person's lying because they wanted to seem indie and cool, like they were above filming a fucking Never Say Never type movie with the greatest band of all time.
So I don't want to.
Yeah, I said band.
I don't want to demean the director here and throw him under the bus, but he's like,
I do.
He was an older white
guy.
dude who did TV directing. So it is believable to me that he just was like, didn't fucking know.
He directed a couple episodes of Fawlty Towers.
Now, you may think that Garrick is the biggest critic of this movie, but that honor goes to Roger Ebert, famed critic, who put this on his most hated list. And for months after seeing this movie, he deemed it the worst film of 1998 until he saw the movie Armageddon. And that took the top spot. And honestly, I'm fucking pissed. Because I think Armageddon slaps. I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to miss a thing. I think Armageddon's better than this. I'm a little offended.
I more so applaud Roger Ebert for like saving that plot twist and like having to use this movie as a pawn. Like,
yeah, a little bait and switch. And of course, one more fun fact from the Ginger Spice in My Pocket book. During a video shoot, Ginger Spice had to go to Casualty, which I believe is the medical tent, to have a false fingernail removed from inside her ear. So don't you ever say that the Spices don't dedicate themselves to their art.
Oh, so a fake nail probably popped off in her ear and she had to go get it removed. That's funny. That's a very rare thing to happen. I feel like that could be very dangerous for the ear canal. This was highly requested in my DMs too, by the way. People like threatening if we didn't do Spice World, which, I mean, if we're gonna wrap up here, like I can only say that this is a pleasure. Like I think it's just a pleasure. It's a
straight up pleasure.
There's nothing guilty about this movie. It did exactly everything I wanted as a child and more.
Yeah.
Well, wait, give me that sell. Tell me why this movie is a pleasure.
This was just a pure pleasure of wish fulfillment meets strong lady juice. And I'm drinking it.
Lady juice?
I'm fucking chugging it. I love lady juice too.
Hey, all right. I'm going to go ahead and say that this is a guilty pleasure. Look, I'm going to be honest. Dear listeners, audience that I love, fans of Spice World, I hated watching it. I did not enjoy. I did not enjoy myself. I will say, when the little toy car bus went over the bridge, I laughed. Yeah. So, like, you know, it got me at times. But I think that's on me. I was not in the right place to watch it. Here's the worst way to watch this movie. On a Wednesday afternoon when you have a ton of work to do and and you're watching this movie going, what the fuck is this thing? What am I doing with my life? I think that this is a movie for a sleepover. You're doing your nails. Pizza's here. Ding dong. Ooh. The popcorn's ready. And you're just gonna like dance along with your friend. The year is 1998 and you're feeling alive. What's that? Someone's calling me on my what was the stupid telephone we had? Like, you should be forced to be on inflatable furniture to watch this movie. You should have just gotten your ears pierced at Claire's and then go watch this movie. You should be drawing with gel pens and playing MASH to find out who's your boyfriend gonna be, and are you gonna live in a mansion or a shack together. Gossip about the boys in your grade. Sit down and barely watch this movie. You're gonna have a great time.
Rick just yawned in our faces, and he threw in the arm stretch with the yawn. That was so offensive. Rick, just fucking say what you gotta say.
Fucking bury this movie. Do not watch it. It is. I watch it with my girlfriend, so don't call it like some weird bullshit and say like, oh, well, I mean, maybe it's not his vibe. No, dog, she didn't like it either. She really wanted to watch it too. She really wanted to watch it. We were very excited to watch it together because it's just like, oh yeah, let's watch Spice World. We never, it'll be a nice time for us or whatever. And it was immediately we're just like, all right, there needs to be something else. There's got to be something else. Also think that it is for anybody that is under 30 in the line of a Dunkin' Donuts. Whatever the fuck he said.
Jesus.
I agree with Roger Ebert.
Hey, Garrick, do you want to play Mario Kart after this?
Yeah, I'm down.
Oh my God.
Can we watch Spice World while we do it?
I moved out of my house, so I didn't have to deal with that shit anymore.
Well, thanks everyone for watching and listening. Thank you for your suggestion. We're so happy that you suggested this. I'm at Corn Diddy. Please tell your friends about the show. Leave us a review. Helps people find it. Garrick?
Garrick Bernard on Instagram.
I'm Kelsey Darragh on all the things.
Until next time, if you want to be my lover,
you gotta get with my friends.